y'all, welcome to this video. It's Blake. Okay, so I wanted to share this routine or makeup product combination that I stumbled upon that is sweat-proof, long-lasting. My definition of sweat-proof, that doesn't smear under glasses as well. A couple of weeks ago for my baby shower, I did my makeup and it ended up lasting all day. And I was inside, I was outside in the July summer, and by the end of the night it looked exactly the same. And that's not as surprising to me, but what was that I did not have like full on like smudge marks from my glasses. And I normally wear, these are like my thinner frames, but I have super thick frames that are like laying on the side of my face, and this routine held up. So I did it again the next day on my birthday, and I was like, because I wanted to make sure, I was like, was that really like that good? And it was. Let's go ahead and start. The first thing that I'm gonna go in with is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the 4% niacinamide one, and I have been using this ever since I got it. And I'm someone who had I have the Milk Makeup one, but for some reason I've just been using this one, probably really because I've had my makeup in like a travel case, and that one is smaller. But it works really well. If you've ever wanted to try the Milk Makeup Primer Power Grip, is that what it's called? Milk Makeup, no, that's called Power Grip. I forget what the Milk Makeup one is called. Then, but you like don't want to buy it, it's too expensive, I would definitely get this one, the pink one by e.l.f. Let that set in a little bit. It does dry down and then it kind of gets the tacky feeling. All right, so now I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer, and I really think this combination of primers is one of the main reasons why I noticed a difference. I don't know if I've used both in the way that I use them. So this is a matte primer, and this is the potted one. So I put this in all the areas that I want to stay matte, and one of those being right where my glasses sit. So I put it all on the side of my nose, on the sides of the bridge of my nose. And then I also put it like right in my cheek, right here, my cheek area, around the sides of my mouth because I do crease there, and then chin and lip. Basically, I guess it's all my T-zone. And I put some on my forehead, and I put some on my eyelids. And I just think this one really does what it says. Next up, I'm gonna do a little bit of color correcting with the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Pumpkin. And I'm just gonna use this just a little bit. I do feel like that I have dark circles under my eyes these days, and so I like to use it just a little bit under my eye, and then this area around my mouth, and then a little bit on the side of my face. And I used to lather this up, but because this color is so dark and orange, I don't need a lot. You don't need a lot because you don't want to turn orange. I blend that out with my finger. And I also have the like darkness on the sides of my nose from my glasses, so. Then we're gonna set this with a setting powder. I'm using my under eye powder, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Medium Deep. I really like this powder. I've been using this for so long now, but yeah, just a little bit in this areas that I just put the color corrector. And I blend this powder all the way out. All right, prep is done. Next thing I'm gonna go in with is my foundation of choice. This is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint, and I use the shade Coconut. Oh no, 368. I don't know if it's coconut or not, but I use the shade 368. And this has been one of my favorite foundations, especially it being a drugstore. It's still expensive for the drugstore, but it's not as expensive as a high-end one. Let me change my battery real quick. All right, I'm back. So yeah, ever since I tried this. I love the finish on this, and I also, the shade is really good for me right now. I think when I originally got it, I thought it was a little dark, but I need a little darker one now. So yeah, I don't use that much. I usually just use whatever is on the outside of the one. I don't even have to drip it. So as you can see, I'm just using a couple dabs, and I'm gonna blend this out with my beauty blender. Well, this isn't a beauty blender. This is the AOA Studio, or the Shopness AOA Studio Pawpaw blender. And I like to just keep this on the sides of my face, really. I don't go too far underneath my eye because I don't want to make it darker, just to lighten it up in a minute. And then I also don't go over my forehead too much, just because I don't like a ton of makeup on my forehead. So I usually just go in with a little dab of whatever is left after I kind of blend it out. I do kind of go over my eyelids and eyebrows just to kind of even that out a little bit, but for the most part I just keep this right here. But with this combination of the prep and primers, and then this this foundation, which claims to be a 24-hour wear foundation, I think it has created a super long lasting face. And it didn't even, like when I wore it, I wasn't even oily or shiny. It was so crazy. I should have taken a picture. But yeah, so I blend that out really well. And another thing I like about this is it just looks pretty skin-like. Yeah, I really like it. I don't like to use too much, but you can kind of build that up if you like to. I like a lighter medium, a lighter coverage. I still want to be able to see my skin just a little bit. Okay, so next I'm going to do some under eye concealing and brightening. I am going to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealers in the shade, I don't know why I cannot read this, Deep Caramel and Deep Chestnut. The Deep Chestnut is a little bit darker, so I go in with this. That's kind of like the majority. And I put this like that under my eye. And I put some on the sides of my nose. I mean, the sides of my mouth. And then with the lighter color, this is like, I have 3 shades of this, and this is the one that's in between. I have a lighter one, but that one's too light right now. So I just go right in the inner corner and outer corner with like 2 dots on either side with this one. And I take my sponge and I'm gonna blend out around my nose and mouth first, and then go under my eye. And I really try to keep it right in this, like inside my cheekbone. And I do blend up the side of my nose, which kind of gives like a reverse contour kind of effect, and over my eyelid, and then the outer corner of my eye. So it's kind of like all this area right here is brightened up. And same thing on the other side. So I kind of blend in those two. Usually if on just a regular day, I just put a little bit of the Deep Chestnut, just a little like evening out. But today I want a little bit of a brightening, so I added the lighter color and blend that in together. I'm gonna do some contour, and I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Halo Glow contour. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of this because I don't always do this, but my neck has darkened up a little bit, and so I wanna make sure that my face and neck at least kind of blend in together. They don't have to be the exact same color, but. And lastly, before we start setting with the powders, I'm gonna go with the e.l.f. Liquid Blush. This one is in the shade Coming In Hot Pink, and I can just dab this right on. I do just like to add a base layer of a cream blush, even though I'm gonna go over it with the powder blush. But I do think adding the cream makes a little bit of a difference. You can kind of get a diffused, like blushed look, and then make it a little bit more concentrated with the powder. I'm gonna come back with my Maybelline Fit Me setting powder to set under my eye, and I like to use my sponge, dip it in, dab it off on the cap, and go right under my eyes. And I take it all the way up to the bridge of my nose and all the way to the outer corner, but I like move it this way so I stay in this triangle of my face. Bring it over the top of my lip, down the sides of my nose. So I'm doing that like T-zone area again, over my eyes, and then whatever's left a little bit in the center of my forehead, but not too crazy on that. And for my face powder to set the rest of my face, I'm going in with MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deep. And finally gonna pull out a brush. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. This is an e.l.f. brush, like the biggest face brush that they have. Or I don't know, they did at one point. I got this from Target. I'm gonna dab in really good. This is a like sheerer finish, so it's not like super heavy. So I like to load up my brush, and then I tap on the sides of my face that don't have a lot of powder first, just to get it actually set on the side of my face, top of my nose, over my eyebrows, on my forehead. And then I'll kind of go in and blend it out a little bit and make sure like my under eye powder and face powder and blush and stuff is kind of like meeting together nicely, and it's no harsh line over my nose, so that it is nice and blended. Next up is some bronzer. I like to bronze, and today I'm gonna use the NYX Mineralized, no, NYX Mineralized. I'm gonna use the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in Better Than You. And I'm just gonna warm up my cheeks. And then once I kind of blend out, I make sure to kind of go over, like my bronzer's here, my under eye powder's here, kind of go in the middle to blend that and diffuse it out. So it's not just like streak of bronzer. And the blush, once I do the blush, that also kind of helps blend the two together as well. Nose, and like in this corner right here of my nose, eyebrow, brow bone, is that what it's called? I don't know. And I'll take it underneath and on my forehead as well. The last thing I'm gonna do is take some of this bronzer and put it on my eyelids. A little bit of eyeshadow, and really just kind of like diffuse that out. It's really just to give a little bit of color, so it's not just like concealer lid. Next up I'm going to do my brows, and right now I'm using the AOA Studio Dual Brow Definer in dark brown. So it's got two sides, one is thick and then one is thin. Yeah, I actually really like this one. I had it on hand. I ran out of my normal one that I usually use, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought this, and have been using it and I like it. So with the thicker side to just kind of get in there. And then I'll take the thin side. I can go through a brow pencil. You need to buy like 3 at a time. And for brow gel, I'm using Edge Control right now. And this is the She Is Bomb Edge Control that I get from the beauty supply. I'm not sure, I'm sure you can probably get it somewhere online too. And my brows are not really that done, so I'm gonna conceal them just a little bit. And the concealer, I'm using the Deep Chestnut, the darker concealer that I used under my eye. And this will brighten it up a little bit. I don't always conceal, I don't conceal my eyebrows every time I do my eyebrows anymore. But when I'm doing a more full coverage, like full beat, I do still like to conceal them every now and then. I'm gonna blend this out really good with this concealer blending brush. I'm gonna do my lashes with just some mascara, and I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer, and then this YSL mascara. I was using the Milk Makeup one, but that one has run out, and before that I was using the L'Oreal one, and that ran out. So I need to get some more, and I will probably get the L'Oreal one again. I just like drugstore mascaras the best, because mascara is just so expensive. And I almost forgot my powder blush. I'm gonna take it back to my face and use the Sephora Colorful Blush in Fascinated. Okay, so while my primer is still drying, I'm gonna line my lips. This is the NYX Line Loud Lip Pencil in Rebel Kind, just a brown. It was definitely time for a new mascara. I haven't really used this YSL one, so it's a little bit more fresh. That Milk Makeup one had really gunked up. The final touch to the long-lasting routine is the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Okay, I'm gonna go change my clothes real quick and then we'll finish off with the lip because I don't know which one I want to do yet. So this is what the base is looking like. Freshly done. Not too matte, not too dewy. All right, so for the lip, I want to go a little bit pinky. I want a little color. So I'm gonna do this YSL, I think it's like a lip shine. Rouge Lip Shine, I think it's called. That's kind of like a shiny lipstick. And then on top, I'm gonna do the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. And this is in the shade Heat. All right, and that's it. Let me get a closer look. All right, and these are my glasses of choice today with my outfit. So these are like the thicker frames that I said like kind of will touch the whole side of my face. So hopefully it stands up like it has been. Of course, there's gonna be like a little bit of like, oh, there was something there, but I've had it where like it's like wet and like makeup-y under my glasses. And so last time I did it, that didn't happen. It wasn't like completely like a hole, like my glasses completely took my makeup off. So with this routine, there was still makeup there. But yeah, so this is the finished look. All right, y'all, so thanks for watching. Let me know if you have used any products or any of these products that are in your kind of everyday rotation, if you like them, if you don't, any other recommendations based off the products that I do use that you think I might like. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye.